Okay.
Great.
Welcome, Darpan.
So now, Alex, our expert
Okay.
in joy and laughter and all the things that he embodies, will bring us the breath of joy.
So one of the things that is really important is to release the tensions that we have in our body, right? Our body, in the end of the day, we carry in our back, in our system, a really hard weight of things, worries, everything is here in our mind, in our back. So one of the things we can try, we can use, and is a thing that I learned from many different practices, to use this breath that can be used in rhizotherapy, this kind of other techniques. But let's just train, so you can just do this after in your own practice every day to release tension. And do this as like if it is a yoga exercise. So you can get up, and so I will explain it, and you can do, all of us, we can do all together. Okay, so just take the chair. So can you see me? Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, mama face. So we get up, and the important thing is to use the breath is the same that you use in yoga, right? So you use this part of the respiration. So you take a deep breath, but very important also is your feet also get up. So you put your arms up, everything goes up. So you breathe in. And when you are on the top, you take the air as much as you can, okay? And when you are there, you're going to remember an event where you laugh a lot. A very happy event, something that really drives you to a moment of your life, something that you really, really enjoy and put you in a laughing moment, right? And then when you get the air down, you really let this energy out. That's the exercise, okay? So the first moment is very quiet. You do it again. Don't forget when you go up. And you stay. Till the air is completely expelled. Feeling that joy. You may feel like the same sensation that you feel when you are drunk, when you make love. It's the same. all that sensation of being wolf. Take a deep breath. Release all the tension. Thank you. Maybe do a very popcorn, 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever. If you want to share, how do you feel this sensation in your body? Just 2 or 3. Or if you want to type maybe in the chat, how did you feel after the exercise? How do you feel your body, your sensations? You feel energetic, or do you feel, did you feel the distress? How do you feel? Maybe you can share with the group. The effect?
Expanded, uplifted.
More awake, more relaxed. Yeah. Lighter, relaxed.
I feel more connected.
Thank you so much for being able to propose yourself to this first experience. You can train yourself. This is an exercise they can do every day. It's like yoga. It is like a yoga practice, actually. I know I have been, this was bought for someone that already bring me this information that in Asia, this has been practiced for centuries and centuries and centuries. So we are not inventing nothing here in Occident. I know that this wisdom had been shared in tribes and natives for years and years and years. We're just reconnecting. We're just reconnecting. So our cells of our minds and our body are just learning again, are just remembering. Oh, I know, just remembering. Yeah. So thank you so much for this. And now I would like to propose you another exercise. That's why I had this in my hands. Not just because I really love to design and paint. Maybe you see one of my paintings there. It's just because we would like to propose you another very interesting way of disconnecting these cells. Sometimes they are really important, very important, but sometimes they are knowing. They are here like saying, hey, come on, hey, they are in control. And sometimes you need to say, now it's time the brain takes a pause. Let's put the brain in pause, right? Not just the body, no. Let's try to give the pause to the brain and use another part of our body. That would be the finger. This expression was actually Dita teach me. I didn't know this expression, okay? So maybe Dita, can you explain the expression you teach me? So
Did I?
I will tell me the expression you teach me. Because we were creating together this exercise, very funny. And for that, we're gonna need, that's why I have these pencils. You will need a pencil, a pen, or something that you can draw, and I will explain you after. So you have time to pick one pencil, pen, or whatever. And Dita, can you maybe say?
It should be something that you can paint something on your finger. So a pencil probably won't work. So just a pen or something that you don't mind.
This is aquarelle.
On your skin.
That's why.
And again, and this is not, you don't have to, you can also imagine what Alex is going to explain being on your finger.
So the exercise will be made in pairs. And the idea is you have a conversation. You're going to meet each other. You don't have to use words. You imagine that you are meeting ET or wherever, don't matter. You're just going to meet someone and you're going to have a conversation. You can tell that person, how was the summit? Oh, a conflict I want to talk about, or whatever. You just meet that person. You can even design a face. So that's why Dita, show me, how do you call the exercise, Dita, in the beginning? And then I can put a voice, and you can do it together. So let's just exemplify. Something like that, or whatever you decide to talk. You have some time, and then you have to report what did you know about the person. That will be the proposal. So we're gonna make pairs, Dita.
And before we do that, just remember that you have many fingers. So you can have one type of emotion in one finger and another type of emotion in another finger. And the idea is that you can express without words or without being yourself. This is like just allowing your expressions to speak through your fingers. And the nice thing of Zoom is that it's really there. And I think now I know what Alex was referring to with me contributing to this. I think the name that we suggested was giving the finger a chance to speak.
Yes. So give the finger the chance. That's it. Let's do it. So you are creating the room. So yeah,
I am creating the rooms, and I was too engrossed with the exercise to remember.
Okay, and it should be now emerging in the groups very soon.
Can you explain the prompt one more time? We're using our fingers to talk through a conflict that we are in? Something like that?
That's it. Could be conflict or could be just a presentation. You can use that. Yes,
okay.
Yes.
How much time are we going to have?
With normal words?
You can not even use the word. You can just use sounds. If you decide to use words, you can use words, of course. Be creative. Use your creativity. That's the invitation.
And we will have, each person will have 3 minutes. And you can do it simultaneously if you want. I'm not going to tell you how to be inside your rooms. That's up to you. But I will close the rooms after about 7 minutes. And you can use the last, so there will be an announcement saying the breakout room is going to close in 60 seconds, and you can use those 60 seconds just to whatever, have fun or not, or actually not have fun. That would be good. So there goes your rooms, and you can use that window as a door. Just take a breath and have fun. And you stay here, Alex. Or you can go to your room if you want.
No, I stay. Can listen or pass the baton. Robin?
Sorry, I wasn't able to get the other person's attention. I didn't see his video either. I'm not sure if maybe.
Great. So I'm going to put you together with Alex.
Okay, thank you.
Where are you? Or actually, we can just do it here.
Yeah, why not?
You can do it.
So,
Yeah, Ben, I should have taken your offer.
So who wants to start?
Well, I can start. I was lucky enough to stay here and witness the beautiful dance. I don't know what was happening there between Robin and Alex. It was just fascinating. And what came to my mind is that if we could bring this into a conflict, it would almost make it well, it wouldn't disappear, but it would really bring something completely different. There was this back and forth, and there was some kind of, the resonance was getting, there was like things were happening in a very coherent way. That was quite interesting.
Thank you, Dita.
I liked how co-creative it was. Like, yeah, like it brought like our playfulness, which sort of brought some creativity. So maybe that's helpful for problem solving too. Because it was like, you know, I showed her what I had. I was with Kalu, and Kalu showed me her heart. So then I drew a heart on mine, and then we both decided we would add hats. And yeah, it was like this conversation back and forth. And if I was just making my finger puppets on my own, they wouldn't turn out as interesting as they had turned out after Kalu's input. So it's kind of like bringing the humor together and maybe being playful together produces something different than when you're just kind of in your own zone doing it. And it's harder to have as much humor by yourself. I mean, sometimes I laugh at my own jokes by myself, but for the most part, I have more fun and and when I'm with the other people.
Thank you, Chantal.
Yeah, I can go next. Oh, sorry.
Darpan?
No.
Shalini, and then Darpan.
Okay. Yeah, so actually both of us were together. So one of the things that really was like, my cheeks are paining just laughing. So I think it just the fact that this entire it just brings in too much of responsiveness rather than reaction. That's what I realized. Like when you're actually having a lot of when you put in this fun in understanding conflict, we sort of try to be more responsive rather than reactive. I think that's what I realized. And I was also like visualizing a situation in my head wherein, imagine this conflict that I was having in my head. Imagine I'm actually talking about this conflict to the person who is really like who is important to me in the same way. I mean, and imagine that would have like really made things so magical, because I mean, then there the same problem would be told very differently. And even I think the person who takes it also, I think, will receive it very differently. I think that's what I was actually looking at, and I'm just like so happy to like even visualize it. So imagine like going back and trying that out is going to be a real important thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Shalini. Darpan?
Yeah, I think Shalini took words out of my mouth. Shalini, why are you doing this? Huh? So, what I felt, it was so much fun also hearing Shanti, because Shanti, I laugh at my own jokes, and many a times when I tell others, they can't figure it out. They would say, what was funny in it? And I had to explain it. And that is really pain in all the wrong places in the body. But I want to tell you one thing, which was when I was with Shalini and when I was listening, actually I was listening like this also. I don't know how many of you could see my finger puppets as clearly. But yeah, I was listening like these two guys. But also when I was speaking, it just, oh, there is something which happened. There's some message. I'm so sorry to see that. Yeah. Uh, Sorry. Uh, so what also happened is, like, there was an othering. So it was like, I could detach myself from this myself, and I could see a space between this and me. And I don't know. This was quite interesting to notice. So I think it brings more fun. So yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you, Darpan. I don't know, is there anyone else, just adding maybe another layer you can share with that? Which one of you used just voices or sounds, or did you use even text? Do you say some words? Just share with the group if you want, if you wish. What kind of creative process did you use? You use the finger, but then how do you use the way you share, you interact with the other person? Maybe it could be interested here to the circle. How was the process, the creative process, I mean?
I'll share something. I was just using sounds.
Robin.
Yes, I was just using sounds at first, but then at one point I felt like the sound I wanted to make was needed to be a song, and I like never really sing in front of people, but it just felt like the right thing to do, and it was like really fun. So I just liked that, I could go to different places with that.
Thank you, Robin. Well, I will take my hook. I'm going to take my facilitator's hat. So I bought it, but I have to take it out. So I take my facilitator's hat. And just to share, this experience with Robin was amazing. And was, as Dita said, and I will not repeat what Dita saw, but I just said from my own experience, the evolution of a conflict and the transformation of a conflict was, like I said, vivencia, experience it by myself. Because we have two situations, something that was told by one character and another. And in the end, there was a facilitator that come, and then there was two. And when we have a facilitator, maybe an angel, I don't know, they start singing. And in the beginning, the song was not even a line, but then we start dancing. That's beautiful. It's something that I really would love to see in the world, that people come together and be able to solve the conflicts dancing. So thank you, Robin, for being that one who facilitate that process for me. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. That was beautiful. And thank you, everyone. I'm quite excited about this, actually. Thank you as well, Shalini, for bringing it kind of in the, again, that's me again asking, how do we do this then in real conflict? And yeah, I'm really curious how it's going to work for you. So please report back at some point. Right. I mean, I feel like, we could just continue doing this the whole night. We could. But we wanted to try something else that might be well, when we tried it ourselves, it was quite surprising and quite rich. But yeah, so I'm very curious how it's going to be for you. And the idea is we don't have a title yet, but we call it something like following the animal in us. And it doesn't have to be an animal that you know, but what the idea of this is that you have, that we don't use our language because words tend to be very charged, especially if we are within a conflict. We have all these layers of, oh, I don't know, conflict means this, and it means something slightly different for the other person and all that. But when we're dealing with conflicts in our bodies, at least, there's a lot of emotion and there's a lot of feeling that may be arising at the moment. And that often gets in the way of any transformation. If we let that be stuck. So the idea of this exercise is that we put that emotion, that attitude of the person we have a conflict with. We ask the part, so we are going to be again in breakout rooms. I hope this time we are really going to be just 2, but if you're 3, I'm sure you can, you're just all amazing facilitators, so it's gonna work fine. So you ask, you just think for a moment.
We're gonna demonstrate here, right?
Yeah. I'm just gonna explain briefly. Or we could demonstrate first if you want.
No, you explain, then we demonstrate.
All right. So you just think of a conflict that you have, maybe not something enormous, but something, or a pattern that you find really annoying in people, and then just tell that attitude. It's not about the conflict itself, but just tell the attitude to the other person, and then the other person try to think of an animal or a sound that can embody that emotion. And you start doing that. It could be really rare or whatever comes up for you. And then the person who initiated that, so the person that you're facilitating to some degree, just see what comes out. See if you can bring that you're receiving that is triggering for you into something else. What does it do to you? And what type of sound, what type of animal can you become to transform that, to allow that process to change? So I'm going to be the mirror or the facilitator for Alex. So Alex, what would you like me to be? What emotion is triggering? Maybe I have to be Dita and I'm just so annoying.
Yeah, it can be Dita. Oh. Yeah. Just a minute.
No.
Okay.
I am the person that so you tell me,
No.
I don't know, be or you tell me be angry or stubborn or.
I'm gonna explain. No, I can bring a situation of a conflict of someone that has been trying to be manipulative in a way, trying to manipulate me to take a decision that I don't want, and that's something that annoys me because I love that person, and that's something that even hurts me more because that's something that when this comes from someone that you love, it's harder. The manipulative situation of someone that wants to lead you to that situation. So that could be a solution. Someone you really love, but at the same time, it's not because that person is not. I'm not judging it. Just seeing the pattern, mirroring sometimes situations that probably I also involved with. So we can represent that animal, and maybe we can transform.
All right, I'll try. Something like that.
Saying that from here, it goes to a resolution, and we are not bringing the solution, but in our other exercises, emerge a solution, sometimes emerge a solution that this animal evolve to solutions that can be very surprised. So we don't want to influence you to, the outcome could be whatever.
Surprising.
But just let remember the breathing exercise, remember everything. So just don't let the brain control it, just let this comes from your body, from your heart. Open mind, open heart, and open will is what leads us here. So don't forget that.
Oops. Somebody came and went. Yes, I think we're all set. Michelle, are you back? All right. So maybe while people take does anybody need another little break? Because some people are taking a spontaneous bio care. And I just want to perhaps suggest for the person that is representing that difficult emotion, if there is a way of, like I was starting, and then from Alex, I had kind of the impulse to become more protective. So if the person who is impersonating the triggering part can just flow with that, with the other person. I'm just going to start the breakout rooms, and I'll join the people who are on their own. And time-wise, we will have about 3 to 4 minutes per person. So I'm going to send a message when the 4 minutes are over, and then you try to swap. And again, I'll leave it up to you to do it differently if you want. And at about 8 minutes from now, I'm going to bring you back to this room. So have fun, everyone. Great. So do you want me to mirror, or not mirror, sorry, to represent something that is triggering in a conflict?
Yes, that would be great. One thing that's hard for me with conflict is when someone stonewalled me and is like really defensive, I guess. So I don't know what kind of animal that would be. Do I need to tell you the specific kind of animal?
No, but if I'm doing something and you say, "Oh, do it harder," or just you can give me feedback so that I really triggered you in some way. So what I'm feeling is something like, bruh, 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 rah, 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 rah,
Ah,
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 ah. And then just feel whatever you feel like you need to react to this. Rah, rah, rah,
ah,
rah, ah, ah, rah,
ah.
ah, bah, bah. Oh my gosh. What a good
Okay, I
excuse to
think-
have fun. Was
All
that
right, we did
helpful?
it.
All right, should we do it the other way around? Do you want to be my trigger? That's a better way. I just need to get the vocabulary right as well. Okay, I get really triggered when I get ignored in a conflict. So when I get interrupted or not listened to. And it doesn't have to be an animal, but it could be, I don't know, whatever, a parrot or something like that. So jump, 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 jump. Jump, 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 That was good, thank you.
I'm glad.
I really felt like, I don't know. I have no idea if this has any future, but I really like it.
I do too, and I wonder how we can bring this into real conflicts that we're having, you know, even people with who we really trust. I could see this with some friends.
Yeah, me too. I'm not sure this would work in a business meeting yet.
No, not yet.
Well, who knows? This could be part of the program on new leadership for a better world. So, okay, we have to bring our animal. Yeah, well, this is the version beta 0.0001. So.
Yeah, interesting. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. So how did it feel for you when I was triggering you?
I feel like I was probably coming already into this with a little trigger, and then that allowed me to shift a little bit. A lot of my triggers are inner, so it's a reminder to have fun and be silly and maybe not be so serious sometimes. Yeah, I can even feel my body feels different.
Mine too.
Good.
Yeah, I was really stressed, but after these 3 minutes, it was just fantastic.
Oh,
thank you so much, Sarah.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Welcome to this weird growing jungle of strange animals. Or things, doesn't have to be animals.
Oh, more things. Oh.
Who was that? Hey, Kalu. I couldn't understand what you were saying.
Beautiful faces returning.
Thank you. Welcome back. Welcome, everyone. So, we could do the same, or do you wanted to do the gem board? Or I don't think we have time for grounding anymore, which is fine. But then just while we set up the tech, let's just sit with that feeling. And maybe for me there was some movement, and it doesn't have to be like that for anybody else, but just sit there with whatever was happening while you were being triggered or having fun with your conflict party. I like that, a conflict party. Let's have a conflict party.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you, Dita, for bringing that. So, really grateful for this amazing exercise. Thank you, Kathy, for allowing me to be with you, facilitating that. I hope this had been an experience that for all of you, I can see in your faces, and that's what most of the time when we speak to each other, when we see the faces, we see the expression of our soul, the expression of what we say to the world, but also our body, our movement, the way we dance is also another way of saying where we are. I'm putting here in the chat already a gem board where we can hold, somehow harvest in a word or two, or in a quote, what we felt with this exercise, with this experience. So you have the link, and our invitation is that we can collectively harvest some of the insights you got from this conflict resolution exercise. How did you felt? How did you saw this dynamic? It was easy to solve it this way. Did you expect to solve it in this this solution? Was an unexpected way of solving it? Did you experience something different from other situations you experienced before? Is something that you were already familiarized with. So just try to bring something to share with the group and put it there in the Jamboard. And please, when this is ready, we will share with the whole group. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd already share it again there. And as soon as we have harvesting, so I might start seeing here. So share it here, so we can pick some of the notes, and maybe after we can still using so we can start adding things here.
So what? How long would you like? About 5 minutes or 7 minutes?
I think we could put the music now, Dita. That's
great.
Amazing music to inspire us. Great. Amazing. I think we can start sharing the harvesting. You can still having, of course, but I'm just showing now to the group the amazing co-creative sharing. I think you might see now the result of our process. So I would just what I see underneath the surface is now more clear. Trust is one of the keywords. Invites intuition. Louder is necessary. Better. Joy. Creative. Connection. Involves unconscious. It is such a refreshing lens to look at conflict that I am going to sing and dance with the person and tell them about my conflict to shift the culture of dealing with conflict. Emotional transformation, releasing, and all these insights that are really powerful energy also all around connecting all this. Really beautiful, really amazing. Like if we are all connecting again with this beautiful, amazing energy of our inner child, it's beautiful to see this. Really, I'm really moved, emotional, really to see this. Thank you so much for this creative sharing. And really, I'm really touched by your sharing. Really, really touched. This obviously it's open, so we can keep adding things after the session. But now the mic is open as well to another round. Dita, maybe I can pass the baton to you.
I'm sure we can do it together.
Yes, of course, we will do it together.
Just inviting again, would be lovely to see, to feel and witness what you experienced. Again, if you want to put it into words, that's welcome. And if you don't feel like putting it into words, whatever emotions and how your body felt while you were doing that exercise. And let's remember that there's also the chat. And I'm gonna shut up. And I just invite you, you don't have to, we don't have to stand to ceremony. We can just.
So Elena
hop in.
Says, I need space to dance. Me too. I could go now to a party with you all dancing, definitely. I'm quite sure. That's what my cell's saying. Hey, come on, I want to dance. Kathy said the music was very fun and enlivening. Connect, joyful, relief. Yeah. Anyone wants to express with your voice? Open the mic and just, Rick, please.
Yeah, I did not have a conflict alive, but I had my own internal critic alive in me. And to have Deb express that in sound and movement just was so beautiful and relieving and a kind of gold. So thank you.
Thank you, Rick. Sarah is sharing, I love the music. I wonder how much it would have changed our experience if the music has been different. You can always connect with what resonates inside you or what your cells can resonate. Different techniques, different experiences use the music as a facilitator. You can use the music that facilitates your humor. You can use it the way is better for yourself. So it's like our playlist in the summit. You will not please everybody, but you can choose the music you please. You are more connected with. That's the beauty of the world, that diversity.
I'm curious to see if so for me, when Sarah and I were doing our thing, which I found really not only fun, but something shifted in me. So there was the trigger that she was representing for me quite beautifully. I did feel I could come up with something in my body to interact with it, and I'm curious if anybody else had that experience or something similar. Was there any shift in your reaction to whatever was being given to you?
Yeah, I think I so agree, Dita. First and foremost, really want to thank you and Alex for allowing. Some people dropped out, and we had this amazing experience. And I feel suddenly the shift, the focus, one of the shift I would say is moves away from the self. I think the self becomes too heavy at times. I think we take the self very, very seriously, and I think that is one of the things which I feel comes out in humor. I have been working on humor for the last 15 years, and I can tell you it's not easy because my challenge has always been that people who are funny are not actually serious, and that has a profound meaning of in a society that for people to be making some moot point, and even as facilitator, one has to have such a stoic face, and I don't know where is it coming from, but that's a big wall to break. And so yeah, thank you for doing this, and hopefully more of us can go out and share this, that just being stoic doesn't mean a penny. I mean, it doesn't change anything. So yeah.
Thank you, Darp, and that's amazing. You speak my history and my heart. I've always been in serious discussions just because I make faces and stuff. Then it's very easy not to be taken seriously, and I don't know. It's really moving to hear you say that. Yeah, and I think what I find interesting as well is that because we're not using language, the self seems to have a bit less control, perhaps. I don't know, that's how I feel it. So that might be something to keep in mind for more tools. Anybody else would like to share something, or has an idea how they, if they feel like, will apply this to some of their own conflicts at home?
I just want to share that is the sound coming through okay?
Yes, Kari.
Okay. If it's not, I'll turn off my video. Just let me know. The last what was it that you said, Dita? The conflict play, the playing with conflict.
Conflict party.
The conflict party, exactly. Yeah. It really I think I was able to be not in the taking anything personally space, which would change things. If somebody's not in that space, I think they need to really speak up and say, wait, this isn't the right time. But it really just gets back down to the human nature, but that is an animal nature, and how we all are, we're these beings in bodies with skin and bones and feelings, and so just being able to relate to the situation on that level is really great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great to hear that.
I would like again to take my facilitator hat. I will take the scarf. So just sorry, and it's something that Kati Kathy, again, thank you so much for being able to let me be with you in this exercise, because I had the privilege to observe also the transformative process of the conflict you offer to be worked with. And when we are able to use this powerful tool with no words, embodying other ways of communicating, other ways of achieve or to achieve the conflict, we realize that in the beginning we are really embodying the anger or the sadness or the whatever emotions we need to embody. We need to embody that. But in some moment, we see the shifting. And then it's so beautiful because the transformation happens. And I can tell that then we start with something very, I don't want to bring the image itself, but it was something like that. And then we had like singing, so beautiful. And this was so transformative, even to myself, even mirroring my own processes, mirroring even my own conflicts. That's the opportunity to learn with the others as well. This is really beautiful. So thank you so much for that. Thank you so much.
Can I share something?
Please.
Yeah, in the previous exercise that so me and Robin were together, and one of the things that came up to me, and which is very powerful experience, was that there was a conflict that I was like acting out, and the idea was like I was very angry with the judgment that the other person that I perceived to be making. And in this particular like natural flow of emotions from both sides, I was actually trying to push people off. And so I was like trying to make voices to push people off, while Robin, in the other hand, was trying to like ask if everything was fine in a very different way. So she was like trying to come closer. And one of the things I realized in this at the end was, did I perceive the conflict very differently? Was there actually a conflict that was actually the, is there no conflict there, or did I like completely mean something very different? I think I was also having those questions around that, because I think what we mean when the other person responds to us, probably we are actually looking at that completely very differently. And sometimes it makes a lot of sense to like talk to them and really ask that this is what I'm feeling, and is the same thing. So I think the shutting down of what I was doing was an assumption from my end, which was in itself a conflict. And I think that was something that came it very powerfully. I mean, I did not even expect that from Robin, but the embodying just happened very naturally, and that was a very powerful reflection. So yeah, thank you, Robin, for that.
Thank you for sharing, Shalini.
That's beautiful, Shalini. Thank you. So we have another about 10 minutes. And I think it might be fun to have one of those Zoom chat bombs, which means that we all write without pressing enter, just kind of write some reflection that you have about this. And when I say go, everybody presses enter, and then we just have this beautiful shooting up. It's not a bomb, it's a firework. A Zoom chat firework to celebrate.
Or could be a humor bomb. You can call it a humor bomb or love bomb. It could be much more like that.
Great. So let's start now. Just write how you feel, whatever is coming to your mind. It doesn't even have to be related to this. I trust that the useful things, the things that need to come out will come out. So countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, get ready to press enter. 0, go!
Beautiful.
Coaxing the turtle, fun using finger emoji. Happy power. Butterfly around all my being. Energized, excited, creative, curious, stimulated, fizzy bubble sparkling. Pre-verbal switch off stories. Insightful. I'm very intrigued by this coaxing. I cannot speak anymore today. Somebody help me. Coaxing the turtle, jumping kangaroo, laughing kookaburra from Atal.
It's no problem.
Like to hear more.
How you say it? Correction. It's that there. No? Correction. It's that word. You say it like that. Right?
I like what Sarah wrote as well, that I was able to really be in everyone's shoes. Many shoes.
So beautiful. So beautiful. So beautiful. Playness and having fun help become a child again.
Happy power. Could go to the next power meeting. Being more aware of the emotional landscape. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you for being game and coming to play games with us. And we would like to...
We will...
co-create the... Well, sorry.
We'll share the document also. We create a document just with some links that we mentioned in the beginning that might be inspirational, but not take it as this is guidelines or should see this as the path you should take or whatever. It's just inspirational on Patch Adams, Charlie Chaplin. Had it on your own list, references you might find that are interesting, but we will share it with the introductory presentation we made for this session, and we will share that here is in the chat as well. So you might access to these links, and you might want to check the references yourself, and it's like a set of keys that you can experiment and then feel the freedom to experiment. Maybe some of you already are in the field. I saw some comments here from DARPA and from Clown and other tools. But this is just some things that we will also want to bring and share with you.
Thank you.
Dita.
To close this, we want to co-create a checkout, and you can either use whatever you did. You can use your fingers. You can whatever. So like what we started, we could do a reflection. Do people want a reflection again? Could I see some hands up if you want that? Whatever you do, the rest of the people reflect it back like we started. No. All right. So. I'm just gonna go again, naming everyone, and then just bring out whatever is there, so Darpan, you want to say something to co-create. Darpan, did you want to say something? You have your hand raised.
No, I was thinking that if people can share what are the practices they would go from here. I wanted to listen, but yeah, anything is good. And I think there is an open line, thanks to Ben and Nono. Some of us can meet there also, yeah, in case
Yes, of
want
course.
to continue this dialogue. So yeah.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I would love to hear all your practices. That would be the best. I'm just worried about the time because we have 4 minutes left. So, are we ready to say goodbye? Yes. Let's start with Sarah.
Okay. Well, I think that I will say goodbye by buzzing like a bee because I'm not sure what else to say. So.
Shanti.
You can also add props if you want in this checkout. If you would like to add props, you can. Be creative. Use whatever you want.
Shanti has disappeared.
Love it. I love it. Shanti is using props. Amazing.
We can't hear you, Shanti. Shanti, you're muted. She's doing mute cinema. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm a witch. I'm an old witch. And I rubbed the magic lamp and I pulled out an apple and I offered
Darpan.
I don't know what to do. I'm just feeling like these are my teeth, and they were like, yeah, we get to smile. We are so happy. We want to show it to everyone.
I don't know how to
show me your teeth. See, mine are the smiliest.
Akiko.
Shanti is giving me competition.
Me? I brought my sheep here.
Ooh, sheep.
Because it's my bedtime. I have to go into my dream run soon. So it's my sheep. Thank you.
Where was my
Alice, do you want to share something?
Yeah, and I'm very tired, so my checkout will be like.
Vasco.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alice.
So it's almost bedtime too, so I will I'll go with my friend to have a good night's sleep.
Alex. Alex, you next. He's gone.
He's looking for a prop.
Ah! Professor! Oh! Go, go. I like that. Deb.
Such a beautiful dance.
That's amazing. Robin. Thank you, Deb. Rick.
I will pose like a turtle swimming in the water, singing a song to you. I'm loving turtles. That is it.
Kathy.
Okay. Thank you all. I'm gonna do some percussion and invite you guys to be a wild animal of your choice.
Wouldn't be, I mean, if we manage to have, I don't know, a parliament or something like that, doing this, I'm sure the world will be just so much fun. It's just fantastic. Shalini.
Yeah, I'm feeling like very happy. So I want to like shout like an elephant. So here it is.
Elena.
La 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 Okay.
Atal.
You probably can't hear, but we have the kookaburra here in Australia, and it's just about dawn, and there's a pair, they mate for life, and there's a pair out there calling the dawn up. So I want you all to try the
Wonderful. Vinita. And Rita. Oh, it's me. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Oh, my friends, this has been fun. That's so cool to have a platform made for whatever, and then we just say, yeah, let's just hijack it to have some fun. So thank you so much for being here, really. And I don't know if anybody wants to join for the next session. we will maybe just announce it. We have your email, so if you don't mind, we will just send you a follow-up with the document that Alex has so beautifully put together. And yeah, ideas, and we welcomed your ideas as well, and your requests, and just let's do something together. Maybe also just to have fun. Let's just have fun.
Thank you so much. This was a beautiful, amazing opportunity to dream together with you, Dita, and thanks to the group, because without the group, there's no work. There's no possibility to work together. Thanks to you all being here today. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for creating this space.
Thank you for
so
coming,
much.
Vinita.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming from all over the world. And I hope to see you. Some of you I will be face to face very soon. And some of you I will be in the heart. And some of you I hope I will be together one day.